श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदांतवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे। श्लोकम्। वेद्यो वैद्यः सदा योगी वीरः माधवो मधुः अतीन्द्रियो महामायो mahotsāho mahābalaḥ. So in this we have seen atindriya mahamayah. The final two names mahāutsāhaḥ, mahābalaḥ. These names we have to see. Mahotsāhaḥ. Mahotsāhaḥ is interpreted by Parāśara Bhatta as, see, he is now bringing the Sankhyas. He is differentiating from the Sankhya Purusha. Sankhya Purusha is one. The self of Sankhya is someone who is not associated with anything, okay, a lazy kind of, and udasina. He is not interested in anything. That is the kind of a Purusha self they accept. But the actual nature of Vishnu is what he is saying. He is not just mahāutsāhaḥ. He is not just energetic. He also gives you energy. Okay, encouragement to do things. That is through his aishwarya. That is his greatness, through his glory, etc. So he is not one who has great energy because of his glory. He is also giving you that energy and glory. Okay, so that is mahāutsāhaḥ. Bhagavan Bhāshyakara says, see, Utsaha, he has that encouragement because he is the one who is creating, sustaining, and destructing the things. So that is the energy. So he has that impetus. So to act. Okay. So that way he is explaining mahāutsāhaḥ. Mahotsāhaḥ is one name. Mahotsāhaḥ, fourth case is aha. Since it is aha, fourth case is mahotsāhaḥya. So the namavali is Om Mahotsāhaḥya Namaḥ. Om Mahotsāhaḥya Namaḥ. Om Mahotsāhaḥya Namaḥ. Om Mahotsāhaḥya Namaḥ. Bhāṣya. jagadutpattisthitilayārthamudyuktatvāt mahotsāhaḥ. Since he is energetic and he is involved in Utsaha, he has the involvement in creation, sustenance, and destruction of the dissolution of the cosmos, universe. Therefore, he is called as mahotsāhaḥ. Okay. So next name is mahābalaḥ. Parāśara Bhatta explains bala means strength. Parāśara Bhatta explains mahat balamasya, one who has great strength. That is what is Vishnu. Okay. Bhagavan Bhāshyakara says even he is powerful even than the powerful of the world. Okay. Even of the powerful. Whoever you accept as powerful, he is powerful than them. That is why he is mahābalaḥ. Mahābalaḥ is aha. Therefore mahābalaya, fourth case. Namavali application is Om Mahābalaya Namaḥ. Om Mahābalaya Namaḥ. Om Mahābalaya Namaḥ. Om Mahābalaya Namaḥ. Bhāṣya. Balināmapi balavattvāt mahābalaḥ. She is stronger than the Bali. Bali is the word which is if you are going to interpret it, there can be two interpretations. Bali is or Bali Chakravarti, who was a Mahabali, who was brought under control by Vishnu in the form of Vamana, dwarf. Okay, so he became so big and he placed his foot on his head as the third step, right? So balināmapi, even then the Bali, he is powerful. Okay, that is one way of interpreting. Bali also means balam yasya asti iti bali. One who has bala is Bali. Okay, so those people who have strength, he is stronger than those. That is why he is. Whether it is strength of power, money, whatever that is, position, he is stronger than all of them. That is why he is called as a mahābalaḥ. Okay. Next shloka. Mahābuddhiḥ mahāvīryaḥ. mahābuddhirmahāvīryo, 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 mahāśaktiḥ, mahādyutiḥ, mahāśaktirmahādyutiḥ, mahāśaktirmahādyutiḥ, mahāśaktirmahādyutiḥ. From the beginning. mahābuddhirmahāvīryah, vīryo, mahābuddhaktirmahādyutiḥ, mahābuddhirmahāvīryo, mahāśaktirmahādyutiḥ. anirdeśyavapuḥ śrīmān, anirdeśyavapuḥ śrīmān, anirdeśyavapuḥ śrīmān, anirdeśyavapuḥ śrīmān. ameyātmā mahādridhṛk. There are two readings. One is mahādridhṛk and other is mahādridhṛt. Whichever way we can take, no problem. ameyātmā mahādridhṛt, ameyātmā mahādridhṛt, ameyātmā mahādridhṛt. I am reading it as mahādridhṛt because it is easier to remember the meaning of the name. Okay, we'll come to that later. anirdeśyavapuḥ śrīmān, ameyātmā mahādridhṛt, anirdeśyavapuḥ śrīmān, ameyātmā mahādridhṛt. Okay, mahābuddhirmahāvīryo, mahāśaktirmahādyutiḥ, anirdeśyavapuḥ śrīmān, ameyātmā mahādridhṛk, mahābuddhirmahāvīryo, mahāśaktirmahādyutiḥ, anirdeśyavapuḥ śrīmān, ameyātmā mahādridhṛk. Mahābuddhiḥ. First name is Mahābuddhiḥ. So how many names are there in this? Mahābuddhiḥ, Mahābuddhiḥ, Mahāvīryaḥ, mahāśaktiḥ, mahādyutiḥ. Four names in the first line. Then second line, anirdeśyavapuḥ śrīmānameyātmā mahādridhṛk. Four names in the second line. So 8 names totally in this shloka. Okay. So Mahābuddhiḥ. First name is Mahābuddhiḥ. So Parāśara Bhatta interprets this as Buddhi, Jnanam, in the sense of Jnanam he takes. So one who has great knowledge is Mahābuddhiḥ. That is how he simply interprets it. And Bhagavan Bhāśyakara says, it's like he is powerful than the powerful. Similarly, he is knowledgeable than the knowledgeable of the world. Okay, in that sense he interprets it. Mahābuddhiḥ. Fourth case will be Buddhaye. Okay, so Mahābuddhaye. So application, the Namavali is Om Mahābuddhaye Namaha, Om Mahābuddhaye Namaha, Om Mahābuddhaye Namaha, Om Mahābuddhaye Namaha. Okay. Buddhimatāmapi, buddhimattvāt mahābuddhi. He is intelligent than the intelligent ones. That is why he is called as Mahābuddhiḥ. The others have intelligence regarding the objects they know. That's limited. But his intelligence, his knowledge is unlimited because he is the creator of those objects also. He knows even beforehand whatever he is going to create, right? So he is a Mahābuddhiḥ. Mahāvīryaḥ. Next name is Mahāvīryaḥ. Parāśara Bhatta explains avikāralakshanah mahāvīryo. His changeless state itself is the great strength. That is the power he has. That's the virya he has. So valor. That's the Shakti power also, or ability. So the ability of non-changing is his strength. But Bhagavan Bhāśyakara says Virya here is of the nature of ignorance, which is the cause for creation. Right? So that ignorance, which is the cause for creation, one who has that virya, that power, that is what is Mahāvīryaḥ. Okay? So Mahāvīryaḥ. Now, Parāśara Bhatta says changeless, and Bhagavan Bhāśyakara says change. Right? So, to interpret it differently, he probably interpreted as avikara. Anyway, we'll come to that. Mahāvīryaḥ. Vīryaḥ. So, Vīryāya, fourth case. Mahāvīryaaya, fourth case. So, Namavali is Om Mahāvīryaḥ Namaha. Om Mahāvīryaḥ Namaha. Om Mahāvīryaḥ Namaha. Om Mahāvīryaḥ Namaha. Okay. Bhashya. mahadutpattikāraṇamavidyālakṣaṇaṃ vīryam asyeti mahāvīryaḥ. Utpattikāraṇam, mahat, great, is what? Utpattikāraṇam, the cause for creation. The cause for creation means what are you talking about? Avidya. Avidya lakshanam, of the nature of avidya, ignorance. And what is that? Vīryam, that is the strength. Asyeti, for whom that kind of strength is there, that is called as mahāvīryaḥ. Okay. Now, why is mahāvīryaḥ so great? Because ignorance, we are talking about ignorance, right? Why is it so great? Because ignorance is something which is incomprehensible. You cannot understand. Achintya rachana, achintya shaktiḥ. So there we'll talk about that in Shakti, mahāśaktiḥ. Okay, next name is mahāśaktiḥ. Mahāśaktiḥ. Parāśara Bhatta explains this as the nimitta and upadana karana. So that is the material cause, and nimitta, the instrumental cause also. They also accept, he also, because Vishnu is not taking things from somewhere else. He is creating using his own Maya power, right? So that Shakti, that Karana Shakti, Upadana Karana Shakti is his strength. Nimitta Upadana Karana Shakti is his strength. That is how he is interpreted. Bhagavan Bhāshyakara interprets Mahāśaktiḥ as one who has a great Shakti. Shakti in the sense of not strength, not the power, but the eligibility, the capability, sāmarthyā. Okay? In that sense, he is explaining. One who has great eligibility, capability is Mahāśaktiḥ. And that capability is based on the ignorance. Okay? The power of ignorance. He is the one who is using that power of ignorance, right? Therefore, in that sense, he is explaining. Mahāśaktiḥ, Shaktiḥ, Ihi, therefore, Shaktaye, Mahāśaktaye. Okay? Namavali is Om Mahāśaktaye Namaha, Om Mahāśaktaye Namaha, Om Mahāśaktaye Namaha, Om Mahāśaktaye Namaha. Mahati śaktiḥ sāmarthyamasyeti mahāśaktiḥ. Bhashya, simple. Mahati śaktiḥ. Great is the śaktiḥ, the strength, or sāmarthya, the capability. Asya, for him. Therefore, he is called as mahāśaktiḥ. Now, why is that ignorance mahāśaktiḥ? Achintya shaktiḥ, that is how it is explained in Upanishads. Achintya shakti, it is incomprehensible. It's not just incomprehensible. Aghatana, ghatana, patiyasi maya. The maya is explained as aghatana, ghatiya, patiyasi maya. Maya is something, there used to be an, I don't know if it is still there, there used to be an advertisement during the breaks of cricket, the over breaks, right? So it is about an oil. Mac makes it possible. That is how they say. I always read it as Maya makes it possible, because Maya's capacity is aghatana ghatiya patisi. Whatever you cannot comprehend, it can create that. That is the power of Maya. So the other thing is Maya. It's not just that. Maya has greater power, which is it has Vishnu has Ishvara has the capacity to create, use that power. But the thing is, we cannot see that power. Maya is not perceivable. Okay. But how do you know that Maya exists? Maya exists, avidya exists, because you see its effect. So karyanumayatu, the effect you infer, there is a cause, there should be a cause for this effect, that which is Maya. We gave it a name Maya. Okay. So Mahāśaktiḥ, that is the Shakti we are talking about. Right? Mahādyutiḥ, next name is Mahādyutiḥ, Dyu Prakashane. So Parāśara Bhatta explains this as one who has a great effulgence, Tejaha, one who has great effulgence, that is Mahādyutiḥ. Now, Bhagavan Bhāshyakara explains this as one who has a internal and external consciousness, Chaitanya, in the sense of consciousness, he is explaining. Consciousness, you explain it as consciousness or explain it as a effulgence. Both are same here. Okay. So, because consciousness of nature of effulgence, it's self-effulgent. That is the difference. Mahādyutiḥ, Mahādyutiḥ, ihi, therefore, dyutaye, that's the fourth case. So, Om Mahādyutaye Namaha, Om Mahādyutaye Namaha, Om Mahādyutaye Namaha, Om Mahādyutaye Namaha. Okay? Bhashya. Mahati dyutihi bahyābhyantarā asyeti mahādyutiḥ. It's not just great. The greatness here exists in internally and externally, both internally and externally. The consciousness is that which is both internal and external. It is all pervading. All pervading means out, not just outside the body, inside the body also. So it pervades everything. That is why it is called as bahyābhyantarā dyutihi. Okay. Now, bahyābhyantarā dyutihi, dyu prakashane, effulgence. And it is said, how do you know this? It is said in the Shruti, svayaṃjyotiḥ iti śruteḥ. Brihadaranyaka says, this self is svayaṃjyotiḥ, self-effulgent. Not just that. Mundaka says, jyotiṣāṃ jyotiḥ, it is effulgence of effulgence. And we know, tasya bhāsā sarvam idaṃ vibhāti, because of its effulgence, everything else shines. Right? So, that is the greatest effulgence. Because other effulgence depend upon this, but this does not depend upon anything for its effulgence, for its light. Anirdeśyavapuḥ. Next name is anirdeśyavapuḥ. Okay? Anirdeśyavapuḥ. So, here he says, Parāśara Bhatta says, mahotsāhaḥ, mahābalaḥ, mahābuddhirmahāvīryo, mahāśaktiḥ, mahādyutiḥ. All these he accepts as 6 gunas, 6 attributes. In one who has these, one whose form has these 6 attributes, strengths, assist strength, is called as anirdeśyavapuḥ. In that way he is explaining. But Bhagavan Bhashyakara says anirdeśyavapuḥ is nirdeshtum ashakyam, that which cannot be pinpointed, that which cannot pointed out to. That is what is called anirdeśya. Vapuḥ means body. One who has embodiment which cannot be pointed out to. That is called as anirdeśyavapuḥ. In simple way he is explaining. Okay? Anirdeśyavapuḥ. Vapush is the word, therefore vapushe. Anirdeśyavapuḥ. Okay? So, Namavali is Om anirdeśyavapuḥ Namaha. Om anirdeśyavapuḥ Namaha. Om anirdeśyavapuḥ Namaha. Om anirdeśyavapuḥ Namaha. Okay? Bhashya. Idaṃ tat iti nirdeshtum yad na shakyate parasmai. Svayaṃjyotiḥ tad anirdeśyam vapuḥ asyeti anirdeśyavapuḥ. Idaṃ tat iti nirdeshtum yad na shakyate parasmai. You cannot point out to the other, parasmai, to another person, this is that. Okay, now, this is pot, this is cloth, this is book, this is table, this is self. Can you point out to the self? No, because the pointer, one who points out is the self. Okay, and there is none other than the self. Therefore, you cannot point it to another person also. You cannot show it to another person also. That is why we keep repeating, you cannot experience the self. The self cannot be experienced as you experience the coffee, tea, etc. Because the experiencer, the experience, and the experienced, they are all self. How can you experience yourself? Okay. So, the idea of you becoming an ant and you enjoying the sweetness of jaggery, etc. is stupid. It is impossible. You cannot experience yourself. So, it's just a namesake usage, experience. Okay. So, idam tatiti nirdeshtum. Svayaṃjyotiḥ, why it cannot be experienced? Svayaṃjyotiḥ, it is self-effulgent. It is self-experienced. That is why we say it is immediately experienced. That is why we say aproksha, yat sakshad apropshad brahma, that which is of the nature of immediate experience. It is inherently of the nature of immediate experience. You cannot experience it through something else. Okay, so that is the idea. Anirdeśyavapuḥ, and that is anirdeśyavapuḥ. That is why he cannot be pointed out, since there is nothing other than the self. Okay, but you can say That is for the dualist. Anirdeśyavapuḥ. Śrīmān. Next name is Śrīmān. Śrīmān is a name which is coming for the second time. 22nd name this was. And there also, this is anirdeśyavapuḥ Śrīmān, right? There it was a Narasimhavapuḥ Śrīmān. Narasimhavapuḥ Śrīmān. That is, again, that also followed by Vapuḥ. Here, this also follows Vapuḥ, Śrīmān name. Okay? Śrīmān. Parāśara Bhatta explains, he is one who is endowed with divine ornaments. Okay? Always, ever endowed with divine ornaments. Bhagavan Bhāśyakara says, Aishwarya, the glory is his Shri. And one who is endowed with the absolute Aishwarya, absolute glory. Samagra, all, means absolute. Okay? There, in the old name, Bhagavan Parāśara Bhatta explains this one who has a very divine form. Okay? Bhagavan Bhāśyakara explained it as Shri means Lakshmi. One who has Lakshmi in his chest. Simple. So what's his consort? Simple. In that way, he explained it. Here, they both explained it in a different way. That's why there is no repetition. Punaravritti dosha, there is no Punarakti dosha. The error of repetition. Okay? Now, Śrīmān. So, Śrīmān is a Śrīmat, Mant, Mant, Man. That is how it becomes Śrīmān for first case. Now, the fourth case will be Śrīmate. Mat plus A, Mate, Śrīmate. So, Namavali is same as this 22nd. Om Śrīmate Namaha. Om Śrīmate Namaha. Om Śrīmate Namaha. Om Śrīmate Namaha. Okay? Now, Bhāṣya. Aishvarya Lakshana Samagra Shrihi Yasya Sah Śrīmān. Aishvarya Lakshana, the glory, the greatness, that form of the form of greatness, Shrihi of the form of greatness, which is Samagra, absolute, total. This comes from another shloka where we explain who Bhagavan is. Aishwaryasya samagrasya yashasashriya, etc. Aishwaryasya samagrasya vīryasya yashasashriya. One who has all these is in total, in absolute form, is called as Bhagavan. So from there, samagra Aishwarya. In the form of glory, greatness, he is taking Shri, not in the form of wealth or Lakshmi. Okay? Śrīmān. Then Ameyātmā. Next name is Ameyātmā. Parāśara Bhatta explains this as see, he is incomprehensible. This is also repetition. 1 or 2, we already saw that this name there also. There he explained the name as one who is incomprehensibly showers his grace like a flow of river. Okay, continuous flow. Showers his grace in continuous flow. In that way is explained. Parāśara Bhatta explained. Bhagavan Bhāśyakara explained it as one who cannot be measured as this much. Okay, so here Ameyātmā is interpreted by Parāśara Bhatta as so one who has the greatness, one who has his form, which is so great, like so strong or so superior, like Gambhira, so superior, so majestic, like the ocean. The Ambodhi means ocean. So his form is majestic like ocean. Means it is not comprehensible through your sense organs. Okay. Now Bhagavan Bhāśyakara takes this name Ameyātmā and he says Atma, he interprets that as intelligence. No being can comprehend his intelligence. Okay, that is the idea of Ameyātmā. Atma we know is Atman, Atmane. So Ameyātmane is the fourth case. So the Namavali is Om Ameyātmane Namaha. Om Ameyātmane Namaha. Om Ameyātmane Namaha. Om Ameyātmane Namaha. Bhāṣya. Sarvaihi pranibihi Ameyah atma buddhi yasya sah ameyātmā. By all the beings, one whose intelligence, atma, intelligence, cannot be measured. That is why he is called as ameyātmā. It cannot be understood. No one can understand his intelligence's capacity, because see, our intelligence is limited to the objects we know. His intelligence is limited to the objects, because everything is created by him. Even before the creation of the object, he knows the object, because first he decides this is what he has to create, right? So he knows that even beforehand. So his intelligence cannot be comprehended. Mahādridhṛk. Mahādridhṛk. If you take it as mahādridhṛk or mahādridhṛk, the meaning will be similar. But mahādridhṛk is how we are taking it, right? Mahādridhṛk. Adri means a mountain. Dhṛt means to hold. So one who holds the big mountain. Yet, so Parāśara Bhatta starts with one who has freedom to move around freely and do anything freely. Okay. After saying that, he says, Mahādridhṛk. You know what this name means? He is one in the form of tortoise, holds the mountain during the churning of Milky Ocean. See, there was this story of churning of Milky Ocean, right? So as the rope, they used to Vasuki. Okay, and as the mountain, as the churner, they used a mountain, Mandara mountain. Okay, and the churner should be placed on something, right? So Bhagavan took the form of tortoise, and he became the support for that mountain, so that it doesn't go down. So that is the story. So Mahādridhṛk. So one who held on to that mountain during the churning is called as Mahādridhṛk, Vishnu. So Bhagavan Bhāshyakara interprets it as one who held to the mountain, right? But it can be Mandara mountain during the churning for Amrita, or it can be also Govardhana mountain when he held it in his pinky, in his little finger, to protect the cows and the cowherds, people of Vrindavan, right? Mandara. So that is what Mahādridhṛk. Mahādridhṛk. If you say Mahādridhṛk, then Dhrute. Actually, if it is Dhrik, then Drishe. The fourth case will be Mahādridhṛk or Mahādridhṛshe. So whichever, doesn't really matter. Om Mahādridhṛk Namaha. Om Mahādridhṛk Namaha. Om Mahādridhṛk Namaha or Om Mahādridhṛshe Namaha. Om Mahādridhṛshe Namaha. Om Mahādridhṛshe Namaha. Mahādridhṛshe is Nidrisha Pragalbhye. Superiority, greatness. In that sense, it is the root word. Okay. Bhashya. Mahantam adrim girim mandaram govardhanam va amritamatane gorakshane cha dhritavaniti mahādridhṛk. Mahantam, great, adrim, mountain. Adri means mountain. He is interpreting Adri, we are referring to Girim. Totadri, Sheshadi, etc. are names. So Adri is mountain. Okay. So here Mandara Adri, Govardhana Adri. So Mandara Govardhanam Va. Mandara mountain or Govardhana. When did Dhritavaniti, he held on to. When did he do it? So he is explaining Amritamatane Gorakshanecha. Amritamatane during the churning of Amrita, nectar, elixir, or Gorakshane during the time of protecting the cows and the cowherds of Vrindavan. So Dhritavan, he held on to the mountain. That is why he is called as a Mahādridhṛk. So here Kurmavatara is what is said as Mandara mountain base, and as Krishna Avatara, he held on to the mountains. Okay, we'll see this. Om Purnamadaḥ Purnamidam Purnāt Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevāvaṣiṣyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.